In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on November 22nd, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Temple versus UTSA. Week 13 of the college football season promises an exciting matchup in the American Athletic Conference, as the Temple Owls are set to visit the Alamodome in San Antonio, Texas, to face off against the UTSA Roadrunners on Friday evening. Both teams have experienced contrasting seasons, with one trending upward and the other facing challenges. Temple enters this game with a 3-7 record, including a 2-4 mark in the Atlantic Coast Conference, after securing a hard-fought 18-15 overtime victory at home against the Florida Atlantic Owls last Saturday. Meanwhile, UTSA, with a 5-5 record and a 3-3 conference standing, has been on a roll, riding a 2-game winning streak, including a commanding 48-27 victory over the North Texas Mean Green just a few days ago. Temple's thrilling overtime win over Florida Atlantic came with a significant development off the field. Just one day after the victory, the university made the decision to part ways with its head coach. This change in leadership could have a detrimental effect on the team's morale and focus, as players may now be questioning their futures with the program. With this uncertainty hanging over them, the Owls could struggle to stay focused for the upcoming game. On the other hand, UTSA's offense has been performing at a high level, and they are expected to be too much for Temple's defense to handle. UTSA has been averaging an impressive 31 points per game, while Temple has been giving up 35 points per game on average. Although UTSA's defense has allowed 32 points per game this season, Temple's offense has struggled, averaging just 19.1 points per game. Additionally, UTSA boasts a powerful passing attack, averaging 300 yards through the air each game, which could be a major advantage against Temple's defense. Given these mismatches, the UTSA Roadrunners to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both defenses in this matchup have had their share of struggles throughout the season, which is likely to result in a high-scoring game. Temple has been particularly vulnerable recently, allowing an average of 41 points per game over their last 3 contests. UTSA, too, has given up plenty of points, allowing 32.4 points per game in their last 5 outings. In addition to surrendering a significant number of points, both teams have managed to force turnovers, giving their offenses excellent field position to capitalize on and score. Given the defensive struggles on both sides and the ability of both teams to put up points, our pick for the total points in this game is to go over the projected total. This matchup is likely to be an offensive showcase, with plenty of points scored on both sides. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Purdue versus Michigan State. The bottom of the Big Ten Conference is set for a Friday night showdown that promises plenty of action. Spartan Stadium in East Lansing will be the venue for this matchup between the Purdue Boilermakers and the Michigan State Spartans. This will mark the first time since 2018 that Purdue travels to East Lansing. The last time these two teams faced off was in 2021, when the Boilermakers secured a 40-29 victory on their home turf. Will the Spartans be able to turn the tables and come out victorious in this contest? Purdue enters this game looking to salvage what has been a disappointing season. After a heartbreaking 50-49 overtime loss to Illinois, things have only gone downhill for the Boilermakers. Over their last several games, they have managed to score just 30 points in total, including 2 shutout defeats to Oregon and Ohio State. Most recently, Purdue suffered a brutal 49-10 loss to Penn State at home, failing to cover the 30-point spread. The Boilermakers have struggled mightily against the spread, failing to cover in each of their last 4 games and in 8 of their last 9 overall. Offensively, Purdue has been near the bottom of the country, averaging only 318.6 total yards per game, with a meager 181.1 passing yards and 137.5 rushing yards. They are averaging just 17 points per game, which ranks 129th out of 133 teams nationally. Defensively, the Boilermakers have been just as bad as would be expected from a team with such a poor record. Purdue has allowed allowed a staggering 455.7 total yards per game, including 252.4 passing yards and 203.3 rushing yards. Their defense has also given up 39 points per game, which has contributed to their dismal season. On the other side, Michigan State has had its own struggles, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. In their past 3 games, the Spartans have been held to 17 points or fewer in each contest, all of which resulted in losses against the spread as underdogs. The Michigan State defense hasn't fared much better, as it has allowed 42.5 points per game over the last 2 contests against Illinois and Indiana. The Spartans' offense has been inefficient, scoring 19 points or fewer in 6 of their last 7 games, which is a major concern, especially considering they need to win by 2 touchdowns or more to cover the spread. However, Michigan State does have one bright spot: its passing game. Freshman quarterback Aiden Chillis has guided the team to an average of 230.8 passing yards per game. Defensively, Michigan State has been more consistent, ranking 45th or higher in total yards allowed, passing yards, and rushing yards. While their defense isn't elite, they are more solid than Purdue's overall. Purdue has struggled mightily on the road this season, managing to keep only one game within 15 points, and that was the sole contest where the Boilermakers scored more than 20 points in a conference matchup. Michigan State's run defense has been strong, and Purdue's passing game is not potent enough to pose a serious threat through the air. With Purdue's offensive struggles continuing, it seems unlikely they will be able to put together a competitive performance. The Boilermakers' defense has been equally dreadful, allowing 46 points and 505.8 yards per game on the road. Purdue has been unable to stop both the run and the pass, which bodes poorly for their chances against a Michigan State team that has had success against teams of similar caliber. Michigan State should have little trouble moving the ball and scoring at will, much like other teams have done throughout the season. As a result, the Michigan State Spartans to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Looking at the bigger picture, every Power 4 school on Michigan State's schedule this season has scored at least 20 points. Moreover, every Power 4 opponent, along with Notre Dame, has scored 25 or more points against Purdue. The defenses of both teams in this matchup have struggled to get stops, so it is likely that the scoreboard will continue to tick up throughout the game. The only 2 teams in the country that have shut out Purdue are the top 2 schools in the nation, so the Boilermakers will undoubtedly put up some points in this matchup. Games against teams like Iowa, who scored 32 points, and Maryland, who scored 27 points, showed that Michigan State is capable of scoring against less formidable Big Ten teams. The Spartans' passing game should thrive against a Purdue defense that allows 9.4 yards per pass attempt. Given the weaknesses on both sides, over the projected total is our full game total pick. UNLV versus San Jose State. The UNLV Rebels will look to keep their Mountain West Championship aspirations alive when they take on the San Jose State Spartans on Friday night. The highly anticipated matchup will take place at CEFCU Stadium, where both teams will face off in a crucial contest. With the Rebels still in contention for a spot in the conference title game, they need to continue winning while also receiving help from other teams. The Spartans, on the other hand, are looking to rebound from a tough loss and improve their standing in the Mountain West. The Rebels are entering this game on a positive note after their dominant 41-20 victory over San Diego State as 21.5-point favorites. This win marked another strong performance for UNLV, further solidifying their position in the conference standings. In contrast, the Spartans are coming off a disappointing 42-21 loss to Boise State, where they were 14-point underdogs. Despite the loss, San Jose State showed resilience, but they will need to regroup and refocus as they face a tough challenge in UNLV. In their recent history, San Jose State has had the upper hand in the head-to-head matchup, winning 8 of the last 10 games against the Rebels. This trend adds another layer of pressure for UNLV as they look to overcome the Spartans and keep their hopes for the Mountain West title alive. While both teams have already secured bowl eligibility, the stakes remain high for the Rebels, who are still in the mix for a spot in the conference championship game. Although UNLV will need some help from other teams, they have shown great resilience in bouncing back from early season setbacks, including the quarterback national invitational tournament situation that threatened to derail their season. This game sets up as a perfect scenario for both teams' offensive strategies to shine, as their strengths align with the weaknesses of their opponents' defenses. UNLV operates a run-heavy scheme with their fast-paced go-go offense, and the Spartans have struggled defensively against the run. On the other side, San Jose State thrives in the passing game, often relying heavily on their aerial attack, while UNLV has been vulnerable in pass defense, ranking outside the top 100 national nationally. With both teams likely to stick to their preferred styles of play, it sets the stage for an offensive showdown. San Jose State had a tough time last week against Boise State, where running back Ashton Jeanty dominated with 159 yards and 3 touchdowns, but the Spartans managed to keep the game competitive and forced Boise to throw the ball more. This suggests that while the Spartans may have weaknesses, they are tougher than some might expect. Looking at recent performances, San Jose State has been solid at home, winning 4 of their last 5 games at CFCU Stadium, while the Rebels have also been strong, winning 4 of their last 5 matchups overall. The Spartans have an advantage in the passing game, throwing the ball over 61% of the time, which leads the country. This puts them in a favorable position against a Rebels defense that struggles to stop the pass. UNLV, which prefers a run-heavy approach, may face difficulties against a defense ranked 66th in the nation against the run. Their inability to establish the run could force them to rely more on the passing game, something they aren't as comfortable with. As a result, the Spartans are likely to apply pressure on quarterback Doug Brumfield, forcing him into making mistakes that could prove costly for the Rebels. San Jose State boasts one of the best passing offenses in the nation, ranking 4th in the country with an impressive 343.7 yards per game. If the Spartans can avoid turnovers and maintain possession of the ball, they will have ample opportunities to capitalize on UNLV's poor pass defense. The Rebels, on the other hand, will likely score freely in this game as well, given the Spartans' slightly better defense. However, when considering the overall strengths and weaknesses of each team, the Spartans appear to be a stronger side overall. So the San Jose State Spartans to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The over-under for this game has been favorable in recent matchups involving San Jose State, particularly when the total has been set at 60 points or higher. The Spartans' offense is particularly dangerous when playing at home, and they have consistently put up impressive numbers. The Rebels, averaging nearly 40 points per game, rank 7th in the country in scoring offense, and they are also likely to contribute significantly to the total points. With both teams averaging high-scoring games this season, particularly in conference play, the stage is set for a shootout. Given the offensive firepower on both sides, the over is a strong pick for the game's total. In conclusion, both teams have a history of engaging in high-scoring affairs, with UNLV's balanced offensive attack and San Jose State's aerial assault. The Spartans feature one of the best receivers in the nation in Nick Nash, and this will be a matchup to watch. Ultimately, this game will likely unfold as a fast-paced, back-and-forth contest, and with both teams capable of scoring quickly, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.